Clash of the Americas coming at you over in the Club World Cup with South America's very own Botafogo taking on MLS's very own Seattle Sounders. Who's going to come out on top? We're going to take a look at that and much more next. That's right, folks, but once again, we're in another match preview. Looking forward to the Club World Cup. And today, we're taking a look at Botafogo up against Seattle Sounders. We're going to get into that and more in a second. If you knew where you've been, hit the old subscribe button, one-stop shop for Club World Cup, Blabbing Rovers, World Football. We get it all here under one rooski. That's right, chance to get off to the perfect start here over in the Club World Cup with in a group that could go a little bit all over the place. What am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you in a second. Big shout out to the members of the patrons. You know who you are. But let's get into the game and, of course, preview it right here, right now. That's right, Botafogo, Seattle Sounders come out to the Club World Cup. And, of course, focusing right here, right now on the Brazilians. That is, Botafogo qualified as winners of the 2024 Copa Libertadores. They secured their spot on the 30th of November, 2024. This is their first ever tournament in this sort of stature. And the odds to get out of the group is 5-4. The odds to win the whole thing, 50-1. My expectation right here, right now is a round of 16 for Botafogo minimum. They could go a lot further than that, depending on how things pan out. But this is the squad then coming at you with a nice selection box of goalkeepers. They're 4 on the records there, with likes of John Victor, Raul compete for the number 1 jersey. Into the defensive ranks, for some familiar names there with Alex Telles, Bastos in there from Angola, Alexander Barbosa, Vitinho as well, to compete for some starting positions in opening day. Then we go to midfield. We got some Jefferson Savarino, we got Allen, we got Adrian Moratoro, of course Kaue. Again, it's quite a large roster of midfielders. And then we take a look at the attackers with Igor Jesus, Artas up top there, with Matias Martins as well to compete for the number 1 spots on the shirt there. Let's take a look then at a recent run-in for these guys. Botafogo did start with these 11, quite recent. We got Victor between 6, Tellez, Ricardo Filho, Vitinho, Freitas, Gregore, Rodriguez, Mastriani, Guadamares, and Jesus. Now, that's a recent lineup. It may or may not be anything like that, but of course, we're going to see how they pan out. That's something that you can expect, I would say. This is their resume coming into this, taking on the Seattle Sounders right here in Group B on June the 15th. Then they take on the current Champions League winners, fresh off the back, PSG, on Thursday, June the 19th. And then they'll wrap it up against another European nation, or club, should we say, Atletico Madrid, on June the 23rd. Top 2 go through. I could see PSG winning this group. Then I think it's a bit of a coin flip, honestly, between Botafogo and Madrid. But again, that's just my gut. I could all go south, though, if Seattle Sounders come out on top. We'll have a look at those guys right here, right now. Sounders coming at you, winners of the 2022 CONCACAF Champions League. They secured the spot on the 14th of March, 2023. They've been here twice previously, back in 2022. Odds to qualify 3-1. Odds to win the whole thing, 100-1. However, I do expect them to tumble originally on the group stage. But again, that assumption could change dramatically after this game. So let's take a look at their hopes and dreams heading into this. Stefan Frey, likely to be in between the sticks there, with Andrew Thomas and Jacob Castro also compete for the number 1 jersey. Into the defensive ranks, the likes of Nahu Tolio out of Cameroon, Jackson Reagan, Jonathan Bell, Stuart Hawkins as well, in amongst the defensive numbers. Into midfield, the likes of Ryan Kent, ex-Rangers man there, ex-Liverpool man, Pedro De La Vega, Albert Rusnic as well. Up top, likes of Jesus Ferreira, Jordan Morris, Oscar Ozasti Rosario as well. Let's take a look at a recent lineup. They got Frey between the 6, Tolo, Reagan, Bell, Rezani, Roldan, Vargas, Rothrock, Rusniak, De La Vega, and Musovski up top. Will that be the lineup? Of course, we'll have to find out. But this is their run in here. Of course, Seattle Sounders taking on Botafogo on the opening day for them in Group B, that's on June 15th. Then they take on Atletico Madrid on June the 19th to hopefully still be within a chance of getting out of this group. Definitely, you need to be on the board here with points after match number 2. Otherwise, I cannot see you getting anything. Honestly, I cannot see Seattle getting anything against PSG on June the 23rd. But anyways, Group B, top 2 go through. These two sides will lock horns on the Lumen Field on the 16th of June. What we can say, or what we should expect, is Seattle to have a bit of a backing here from the MLS faithful. It's easy for them to travel to these matches, being in the same country. It might be the opposite ends of the country, but still. Botafogo coming at you with Renato Pavia between the dugout and Brian Schmetzer in the Seattle dugout. The Sounders, though, coming into on a bit of bad form here, back-to-back defeats for them up against Botafogo, who have won 3 on the spin. Now, I did drop a poll The poll is backing the Brazilians, Botafogo at the moment. That could change, of course, as we get closer to the match. Make sure you get your vote in as well to really influence that poll. Of course, the bookies also going with that decision. Botafogo 4-3 on for the victory, 11-4. The draw, 7-2 is your away win. But that's the poll, that's the bookies. What about me? I am a prediction king, of course. What is my take on this game? Is Botafogo, is Seattle Sounders? It's a massive game for Seattle Sounders, I think. If they can get something out of this, then they might have a chance to get something out of the next two. If they can draw all 3 points in that scenario, probably still won't be enough. I think you're looking at 4 points to be in the conversation. So this is probably the best shot. And it's actually probably both clubs' best shot. Win this, you have a chance. You just need a draw or more in the next one. Top 2 goes through. Gotta back Botafogo, though. Despite Seattle having they're likely to have the fans on 12th man on their side here. I just think Botafogo will have too much class in the end against the Seattle Sounders side, who 3 years beyond that Champions League success. So it's been a long time, folks. Going to back Botafogo. Let me know your thoughts and opinions as we look forward to this and much more. But until then, we're